figured out a motive born in drought and brevity. And if I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. Wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else. And if I fall behind, ignoring all the signs, if I lose the fight, I still rage against the night. Don't box I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine.
Hello, CSC, and welcome to the Premier Grand Finals Day. I'm Konatoki, joined with Kigo. Kigo, how are you doing? Living. I like to hear that. So I'm okay. I'm okay. I a little nervous, but I'm excited to watch some games. A little nervous because, as you and I both know, there are a handful of subs coming into this match. Yeah, you I believe for the
Mm.
but yeah, so I don't really know how much we're okay to talk about the whole Hayden situation, but I do know that they were initially trying to reschedule the match to begin with because of not IOIO, but who was it? Dokubo, I believe.
Dokubi,
Yeah,
Dokubi, yeah.
Dokubi.
Dokubi had something going on, couldn't play. So with them not being able to play, they have Knight subbing up from their elite team. Which I honestly normally I'd say an elite player stepping up into a prem game is pretty rough because there's like a huge skill gap from your like elite to prem in most scenarios. But Knights played in prem for numerous more seasons than I have, even before I was in prem. He played on Cal for a long time with Superman, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's really that much of a like an issue with him subbing up. I think he's a really good player in elite too, so I mean he'll do fine. No different than like when Mills sub for us
Yeah,
in
I think
prem.
he also
I think
averaged
it'll be
like
a
a
similar
1.11 in
situation.
elite, right? When I was looking.
Yeah, yeah. So I think he'll be fine, especially with somebody like Bingus. That like Bingus, like I said, can literally take over a game by himself. He just has to be a role player, pretty much.
Yeah, because I saw as well like Analytico listed him as an opper, but they already have an opper in the II ROM.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know
I
how
don't
to
know how
sub any of their
that
names.
will go. Because I do know that they've both been opping, so that'll be interesting. I guess. I mean, we could see if they play like maps like Dust, Mirage, where you can pull out the double op. Then it doesn't really matter. I
Mm-hmm.
still think even just as a rifler, I think Knight's still just like their best option. I guess they don't. Unfortunately, they don't have any options, being that in playoffs you can only have one PFA or like FA sub, and then the other one's forced to be like an in franchise force promote. So I guess with the limited options, it's still not the end of the world for ATL.
Yeah. But I know we have some graphics that we can potentially look at. I guess we can kind of start off with like how their regular season has gone so far. So I don't know how much you've been obviously following these teams, having played against them at all, but maybe you can kind of talk me through how the was it they called it. I'm missing the word here. There's like two groups.
Yeah, with AVI, you're talking about?
No, no, for all of Premiere. Like when they do the seeding for playoffs.
Oh, like the two conferences. Yeah,
Conferences, thank you. That's the word I was
yeah,
looking for.
the two
But
conferences. Yeah,
because you guys ended at the top of or second,
we were
right?
second technically. Yeah,
So you
it's
had
kind
the
of weird.
same yeah.
I don't know. The conferences are weird to me in Prem because like despite us being tied for the number one, like overall number one seed, obviously AVI had the head to head on us. ATL got the bye and were technically the better seeding, even though we were better than them in the regular season, which is
Mhm.
just the conferences, whatever. But yeah, no, being that I play in Prem myself and I have for like I think this is my fourth season, as well as being the GM of UPS. Like, I mean, you know me, I'm actively involved with all the tiers and like trying to pay as much attention as I can to not only my own team but other teams, just because I see what's going on. I think both teams have shaped up really well over the course of the season. I think coming into the season, I mean, everybody knew AVI would be one of the best teams. I mean, and they only, unfortunately, only got better due to they did a trade. They had other incidences that happened that went in their favor that like whether you agree with it or don't. I personally at the time didn't agree with any of what was going on, but unfortunately there's nothing you can really do about it. So AVI put together a really good roster. I mean, props to Hawkish. I mean, he would have had to try to screw this roster up to do something for this roster to not succeed. I mean, Goodbye going in the second round, I think, was an insane steal. I think there were multiple GMs that passed him. I know OS did, ATL did. There were a couple other GMs too that had first round picks that also passed him, and I genuinely couldn't believe it because of his advanced experience. He's played a lot. Him and Voltage JM are both friends as well. I believe they've played in Maine together. I don't know if they played together in advanced or not. And then they also, so that's kind of, the AVI team has like two duos where they got that duo, and then they have the other duo of Harvey Dent and Akin that are both friends. And I believe Akin's like the captain kind of IGL of the team. And Harvey Dent's just another, I mean, just a great rifler too. He's been fragging out really well. That was their first round pick, which I couldn't believe that they drafted him over Goodbye, but then it didn't matter because Goodbye still dropped to them in the second round anyway when he shouldn't have, but neither here nor there.
Yeah, so I know you know definitely a lot more detail about the individual players. I've kind of had this overall picture of the, at least specifically this AVI roster, and knowing that they've got a lot of that synergy. You know, I know a couple stats that kind of stood out to me when I was kind of, you know, looking at their regular season head to head was, you know, something as simple as like the enemy's flashed average. Because at first I pulled up the Owls and it was something like eight, I don't know, but it was a much lower number than, you know, even the elite teams that I was pulling up. And then I pull up AVI on the other hand, and they're averaging 11.74, you know, enemies 5. There's a much bigger difference. And I mean, having known, I guess, the very surface level experience of Goodbye, Harvey Dent, Flying Weasel, even, you know, who's kind of rounding out this roster as, you know, more one of their support players, is still a person who has some pretty heavy experience in ESCA and in that team play environment. But we can transition over to the playoff bracket and kind of look at their you know, run up to this point. So obviously Owl and Leviathans both getting that bye as the 1 and 2 seed, again, kind of like as we touched on with the whole conference thing. But then ATL taking down you, Kigo, in the copy pastas, and Owl's taking out Demons and that roster with Philip Heck, Slimy, and them. You have any thoughts on, I guess, your own matchup, but as well as the other side of things?
I think, I mean, in general, I think ATL and AVI both did really good in terms of, like I said, forming the rosters. ATL, I really truthfully can't believe that they are where they are, because I mean, I gave Barber and that whole group of GMs, I gave them crap all season long because I felt like they made questionable choice after questionable choice with their Prem team. In terms of, like, I mean, they drafted Voltage JM, the guy I was just talking about, who's friends with Goodbye. They drafted him 3rd overall and then traded him to AVI for a future 5th before they even seen the guy play. And that was kind of one of those things where, like, Hawkish really couldn't have done anything. Like, the AVI couldn't do anything to mess this team up. They basically gifted a team, and that's that, you know. ATL, though, on the other hand, the one thing that they did that honestly I really didn't like either was when they traded Dark Potato to HG, who then we beat in the first round. They traded Dark Potato for Space Monkey, and I really at the same time didn't think that was a good trade either on paper, but obviously I don't know what's going on, like, in their camp and in their room, but that Space Monkey fella has actually been going crazy for them. Between their final match day, he absolutely slapped HG himself to then knock them out, to then basically move ATL up to the bye. And then after that, he slapped the shit out of me in the second round. So I don't know. Space Monkey just leveled up in the final. He basically got traded and decided he was going to make a name for himself. So I respect it.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I guess from here, so, I mean, I've been kind of just like trying to catch up myself on a lot of this. I've been able to watch a lot of these players throughout the regular season, but, like, you know, jumping into this final games, especially with these 2 subs, which is probably where I'm going to focus the rest of my attention now, is you know, Bingus, who you guys have played with and has helped put up crazy numbers. I mean, he's like, he has lots of praise even from the AVI side of things, right? From some of their players, just like mentioning his raw aim ability, as well as Knight stepping in. I don't know, because at first I thought it was the other way around. I thought Bingus was stepping in for this already kind of like stacked super team of AVI, right? With like this almost like God squad that they've put together. But then I found out that no, it's ATL who is not only having to sub in not just one player, but also this elite promo. And so, I mean, I already had in my mind in the beginning this story of like, okay, so is it really just going to be an AVI 2-0, right? A really good team. I mean, not to discredit ATL at all, but like, I I think
I
what you have
truthfully
been
think with
saying, and
Bingus that they can win. I think with
yeah,
Bingus is that like beforehand, yeah, it's a 2-0, unfortunately. Like ATL's good and they 2-0'd us, but I think even if Space Monkey, because like for us, when they 2-0'd us, Space Monkey, I mean, he literally went nuclear both maps. He dropped like a 1.3. But the problem is it was only Space Monkey that game, that series against us that was really going crazy. Where like the
hmm
AVI team, they have Goodbye that it's been consistently dropping to 1.3. They got Voltage and Harvey Dent that can both consistently drop 1.2s, 1.1. You know, they averaged a 1.1 respectfully for both of them on the season. So that's kind of where it's like Space Monkey can go bar for bar with Goodbye, but there's really not a second person on the ATL team, in my opinion, that could keep up with Voltage and Harvey. Where now bringing in Bingus, it's like, okay, now if both of them, you know what I mean? If Bingus and Harvey Dent, or
hmm
Bingus can match Goodbye, and then Space Monkey can match, that Voltage or Harvey Dent. Plus, you take, one of those AVI guys that was maybe a bad day or bad series, maybe a bad map if they play something they're not familiar with. I could easily see ATL at least making it interesting. I mean, I'm probably still predicting a 2-1 in favor of AVI, but I very well could see it going 2-1 the other way.
Yeah, I think the other thing that might honestly go in their favor or help them out here is kind of this long break that we've had. So, I mean, a couple of the Prem
Yeah.
players were even mentioning they thought the finals was supposed to be last week on Monday, right? But
Yeah.
instead, it was just
Yeah.
a bye
It
week,
was
I
kind
guess,
of a
because of
scheduling issue that people didn't realize that there was that long of a
yeah,
break in between,
the,
which is a long break to just like be in the mode of every Monday you're showing up playing, and then all of a sudden now it's just like, okay, well now we have like 2 weeks off, especially in Prem where you're not really pugging with your teams typically, and you're not like playing outside of match days. At
exactly.
least like my team, we'd pug once in a while, but other than that, like I feel like it's a long break to not even hardly talk to your
Yeah,
team.
I could very easily see like ATL just kind of stepping up to the plate, or even AVI just kind of one of any of these three fraggers just like not really performing, and
Yeah.
um I mean losing a map, if not even potentially two. I'm hoping. I think I would imagine that a lot of people are hoping for this to be an exciting series. It is the premier grand finals, the highest tier in CSC, the best that we have to offer in terms of our individual player showcase. But I know we've
Yeah.
got the matchup overview here now, which was kind of a big focus on that regular season. You can see the enemy's flash I was talking about, 6.71. Like
Yeah.
that is low.
Comparatively to almost
It's not a stat
12.
that you really look at often, but it's one of those ones that I tend to. I mean, it's just on the graphic, right? And as the person who makes them, I pull them up for each of the
Yeah.
teams, and like that's it's kind of
I
low.
think a lot of it's accredited, like I was saying earlier about how like the AVI team is realistic. It's two duos of like that have played together in either multiple seasons of like main, like Akin and Harvey Dent, I believe, have played in main together, or at least I am, where Voltage and Goodbye have played together in main or advanced. I can't remember which one it was. So,
Mhm.
that and they just pug together. They're all buddies. So I think it's kind of the same as like even like for my own comparison, like in UPS season 16 when I was playing with like Cloud, Cure, and like the same core that I'd been playing together with since like Contender and Chally days. It's the same thing where you just build that natural chemistry and you're naturally throwing more flashes or you're flashing people in. So I think it's kind of the same thing with like that Goodbye going, hey Voltage, flash me in, or Harvey Dent, flash me in, kind of, because they all play together, or have
Or even a
previously at
Ken and
least.
or Flying Weasel, because that was going to be my whole point. Is that like I don't necessarily want to just sit here and ride the like this team is definitely going to win because of
Mm-hmm.
such and such. Like I definitely want to respect ATL, but when I
Yeah.
look at like what's surrounding, especially now that Bingus is here, right? I think that's hopefully the biggest. I want to see the Bingus and Goodbye
I
head
would
to
love
head.
to see a Bingus Inferno masterclass like he did for us
I want
in
to see these two
the first
players
round.
frag out, but I am a
Yeah.
little worried that if this series ends up being one-sided, it's likely going to be because of kind of that, I guess the
If Bingus
people
is
rounding
blind, he
out the
can't shoot
roster.
back, He
It's
can't shoot
it's
back.
it's that flying weasel akin kind of support difference, I think, compared to some of the lower end of ATL.
That
So
is one thing with Flying Weasel is I've kind of been down on him most of the season, just as like a tier min, like he's doing fine. He's around like a 0.85 or something, kind of similar to like what I'm at. But he does throw quite a bit of util for them, and there's something to be said about that. Like having an actual like util person on the team, even if they're not fragging hard, if they're still throwing viable util, like that's worth its weight in gold, in my opinion.
yeah, absolutely. And I don't want to keep us on here for too long. I'm not sure how soon pick and bans are going to go down, but
I assume
if
we're gonna
we
talk over those when that happens. Yeah.
we might just throw it over to casters if Momo and Two Noodle are ready and want to kind of look at that and lead us into
Okay.
that before the game. Otherwise, I'd be happy to talk about it. I mean, have you looked at the pick bans of these teams yet? Do you have any
I haven't.
idea?
I
Like,
haven't really. I mean, other than like, I know. I know. They kind of have like differing pools because I know the ATL team. They play a lot of like, in my opinion, more. I guess basically they play different maps. Like ATL plays a lot of like Nuke Ancient, or like the AVI team they play a lot of like Mirage Dust, and they don't really have a lot of like overlapping maps, which is really weird, especially in Prem because I feel like usually in Prem almost everybody plays the same maps, at least in previous seasons. Of
mhm.
like your traditional Mirage, Ancient, Dust. Like okay, we're just pugging it out, because that's kind of what they are. Um, so I think ATL could find them that way. I think ATL could definitely favor themselves more in the map pool because they're basically guaranteed one of Nuke or Ancient because you only ban one. So I think that is another way that ATL, despite maybe being a little lackluster in power, like firepower, is they could kind of almost trap AVI into playing like a Nuke, for example, that they're maybe less comfortable and they've only played it once and AVI lost on it, I believe. So it is a world where something like that could happen. But you could also say the same thing that AVI will then do that to them by basically being guaranteed Mirage or Dust. So it's kind of like pick your poison. That's the main reason I think it could go a full three games. Honestly, it's just the map rules.
Yeah. Well, I actually have all the answers, but I am going to
Well,
let
there it is.
Momo and T Noodle kind of walk us through that because we should have a fun little graphic, hopefully, that can display the map pick bands. I think there is a little glitch with it, but it should still be fine. Assuming that we're able to, I'd love to throw it over to our casters so I can get this map veto underway and we can move into.
Yeah. Thank you, Kono and Kigo. I really appreciate you guys really breaking it down for us tonight. We're really excited. Me and Momo are about getting this game underway in just a little bit, but we are going to be having the map bands go through so far. Momo, how are you feeling about this game, especially with the two subs that ATL are going to have to play with?
Dude, it's been a wild day. Like I I know we played in limbo here, seeing if the match would continue, but the show must go on. But yeah, no, ATL is really gonna have to bring it with the two subs. They
Yeah,
have
it's
Bingus.
yeah, they have Bingus. We have seen him completely knock it out of the park when he does play. And I mean, we always talk about CSC. I mean, it is I mean, it's the nature of a lot of competition, but it's also the nature of this league. Really, to AT. Upsets happen, and at any day of the week. I mean, Kigo was just talking about how Space Monkey wasn't really a star player for a good chunk of the season, but he absolutely smacked the crap out of them in the last round. They could pop off. Any of these players could pop off because at the end of the day, whatever MMR you are in this tier for a reason, and that means any day could be your life game or it could be just returning back to form. So anything can happen, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I do believe we are going to throw it over to picks and bans. Interested to see what they are going to be banning, especially with subs. I mean, do you want more puggy maps if you're ATL, something that's kind of easier to mesh on?
Yeah, you're gonna. I feel like you're gonna want something that gives you a lot more space, and just allows you to have a lot of trade scenarios as you progress through the spacing on the T side. I think a map like Overpass would be good for ATL this series, depending on what the Owls have played this season. Um, but yeah, I know they've played a lot of Ancient and Nuke. I can't really see them going to Nuke tonight with the two
No.
subs in place.
Yeah, Nuke would definitely be a difficult pull, but obviously, I mean, everyone's familiar with the maps and how to play them. And Mirage and Nuke could ban that Inferno biggest life game, maybe on the way.
Yeah, really good pickup there. I mean, everyone knows how to play it, and then right there we got a little bit of dust too, so that might work in the
Oh,
favor of Leviathans. And I'm actually really interested. I mean, that might be a good pick for AVI. They might like that map so much, but in my perspective, Dust 2 has always been a pick where you don't necessarily control that map. It's whoever wakes up fragging that day just gets the
Right.
win. You can't just strat yourself to a free win on a map like Dust 2. It's just whoever's shooting harder that day is just gonna get it no matter what.
Yeah, a very coin flippy map, and whenever you're picking that the second map, you're really gonna have to show up on ATL's pick because if they get the ball rolling early, then you may be in trouble on Dust 2, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put past AVI to. I mean, they have the shooters over there. They
Oh
have
yeah.
the players with so much experience. So I mean, I'm not gonna say like they're not gonna be the ones that are gonna possibly run away with us too. It's just a scenario where you are putting yourselves in the potential for a life game to really run away with that map. Because when you play the more tactical maps like the nukes, like the overpass, like if someone's having a life game on the other team, you could still find your way to squeak that out. That's not happening on Dust 2.
Yeah, and I mean, I really do like the Inferno pick. I mean, a map that we've got to watch Bing is just absolutely pop off. It's something that your subs are comfortable with, and something that you can kind of mesh easy into the game plan.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I mean, they've already seen how Binga shoots, and 90, he is not a player that is unfamiliar with their system. He is subbing up from Elite for them. He knows these players. He's played with them, and he's been part of that community since he was traded there earlier in the season. So I mean, he's part of the group. He's part of their family. So I imagine he's gonna have a good time slotting in with the boys.
Yeah, you mean Knight, right?
It could be 90, could be night, could be
No,
90 night.
I said 90 so many times last time he was on the stream, and I got called incorrect so many
I don't
times.
know.
So we're gonna call him Knight,
Well,
I guess.
we'll see what happens.
We'll see. I don't think that's a debate,
Yeah.
but awesome stuff. We should be loading into map one. Players should be connecting. Are we throwing it to a break, or are we continuing the app here, Noodle?
Yeah, it might be a good idea. Just throw it over to a break as the players do load up into the server. But yeah, we're really excited, and we're going to be jumping into Inferno in just a moment.
And the fact.
Oh. Gotta lock in here. All right, and we are back, and we are live here on map number 1. This one's for all the marbles. We got the ATL Leviathans going against the AVI Owls. Owls are definitely the overdog going into this match. But as we said it before, this is CSC, and anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen everything happen this season. It's all been coming down to this. ATL might not like their current situation with 2 subs, but that's the reality they face.
Yeah, if you are going to be having subs for your team, Knight and Bingus are definitely 2 ones that you want to have on your team, and I definitely think ATL is excited that they were able to get these players in the time frame that they were able to.
Yeah, really solid pickups, as the analysts talked about, and as we kind of touched base on. You want to get them started early.
Yes, we do. They're already kind of playing the default, taking their control over towards mid at this moment. AVI looking to establish a little bit of dominance here on ATL's map pick, but Space Monkey pops out of apartments and gets the first pick of the series. He's going to have a close range attack here at the brackets, but AVI looks to fly away down towards Banana, and Space Monkey does shoot towards that direction. And now AROM gets blasted there by Voltage. Only one Team CT, and it's IOIO getting a kill. And now Knight looking to make some moves here at Orange. Is going to get shut down by Goodbye. And now we're going to have a 3v3, make it a 3v2, as AVI do get the bomb planted. And now very close is Space Monkey, who gets an opener. And now he's looking to see what more they can find. They're going to be smoking the bomb. He gets another shot. I imagine he's going to go to tap it. And that's another kill from Bingus. Big round there. Space Monkey gets 3.
Yeah, Space Monkey putting the team on his back there, saw the rotate into B and was able to have just have the ability to fly over it as fast as possible. Just really clean taps and immediately hopping on the bomb, trusting in the sub Bingus to have his back. That's what you like to see. Those players are already starting to mesh.
Yeah, really good kills from the team so far. I mean, Space Monkey, they talked about having an absolutely masterclass in the semifinals, and they're able to do it just now as well. And now the AVI Owls are going to be on the save round going into this next one.
Mac 10, some Tech 9s here, and those Tech 9s up close we've talked about all season are dangerous. Flying Weasel finds 2. This B bomb site is completely open.
Tech 9s are absolutely blasting here. Space Monkey does get 1 pick at mid, but the bomb still should be able to shift over towards B. It's really going to be a tough task here for the Leviathans to get back into this. Knight does get a kill on Flying Weasel. Now it's a 3v3. No kits in hand at the moment. Kind of just spraying through the smoke. A little bit of team damage there. Bingus does get again. And now Bingus gets goodbye as well. And Harvey is the last player alive. He gets shut down. Leviathans do climb up and get to this round.
Really clean retake, not panicking, not forcing the situation, waiting for the smokes to fade. And Bing is fragging out on that CT cross. Finding the crucial two.
Really good shot.
I was like, this is round one, right?
This is round one, but now we're looking
There
back
it
at
is.
round two and just those kills. Just doing a good job in that once it got down to a 3v3, just retaking that together. It was really bleak at first, for sure, with 2 kills on the board and a free bomb site.
Yeah, those
But,
Tech 9 kills by Flying Weasel. I mean, that gives you momentum. If you can do it with a Tech 9, surely you can do it with an AK.
Yeah, definitely possible. AVI now on the back foot here in the first gun round. Trying to set the ATL back just a little bit here on the B site, trying to condition them and let them know that banana belongs to them.
Just a standard setup. You know how crucial it is for the T's to have top banana control. Just helps out the spacing towards A so much, as there's already 3 players dragged towards this B bomb site.
Yeah, we've seen some heavy B presence here come up from the CT side so far. Voltage looking to swing out onto truck, leading the charge with the MAC-10.
Oh, they're
He
fighting
doesn't
for top banana.
overcommit. It's a good trade here on B, as it's a 2 for 2. But that's all the presence there from the T side. And now Space Monkey with Aerom, or with Bingus, are still going to be on the CTA side.
Voltage
Space
is through
Monkey
that
finds
smoke.
A good kill at mid. That's the bomb. And it's Bingus getting a kill onto a Kin. And now Voltage, the last player remaining, he does go down. And it's a big kill from Bingus.
Yeah, I was really worried. It looked like Voltage slipped through the smoke and could have potentially got the rotating player, but unable to make any space on the A bomb site. At that point, they were just kind of ready for him.
Yeah, really good job. I mean, this isn't really what you expect to be coming in from a team with so many subs. Just how they're able to play these trade angles together. Really good job there on the CT side, especially on A this round.
That's a nade that Flying Weasel will eat. Same with the Molly.
Yeah, good utility usage there on B immediately. And now a very close Space Monkey's getting caught out with the flash, but he does somehow get 2. And now only 2 players remaining. It's Harvey Dent and goodbye. They're trying to see what they can do on the save round. And Bingus shuts down Harvey, and now goodbye is the last player remaining.
If you're an Owls fan, you might be panicking as night flicks over in the nick of time. Space Monkey's just unstoppable right now, 8-0. And if you're ATL, I mean, this is exactly what you need, the start that you need. So I believe we may be in a timeout. This looks like we're in a timeout. The round should have already started. Don't know if it's technical or tactical, but it looks like it was a tactical timeout called by the Owls. Again, just not ready for the ATL defense to be this strong with the 2 subs. But right now, your real issue is Space Monkey. Yup, is in Harvey Dent's hands, though. Nades fly out through banana. So it's just a typical round here. Smokes and block utility going down. Everybody but Flying Weasel avoiding that nade damage. The real question is Harvey Dent able to find anything with this op? As Knight spots Voltage, able to get him down in the boiler room. That is not what you want to see. That's not the start as a dink comes through on Harvey Dent. Flying Weasel's also low HP. You may just have to save this round. You have no map control. Sitting at the bottom of mid, they're going to take it towards A. But they might just give it a look. If they're not awarded any space on this side of the map, I can't see them going for the full-on take.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them to come back into this round. And it is a nice first kill.
Just risking so much. Obviously, you don't want to go down. It's rough saving T-side, but Flash comes out. Space Monkey finds the frag.
Big kills from them. Harvey and Flying Weasel are on such low HP right now. A good kill there from Harvey. But the low HP is so low, I don't really know what they can get done here. Smoke's going to go down, but yeah, they're just running away, trying to save what they can at the end of this round.
Hey, Rom's ready, though. Is he going to go hunting? And he actually gets taken down. Flying Weasel able to keep his AK. Just a wonderful setup.
ATL is doing a hell of a job on their map pick so far. We talked about how it would be a test with 2 subs. CT side is where it's really tough to play with new players, but they are doing just that, doing such a great job so far on this map. Now round number 6, they're looking to peek down.
Oh my goodness.
And it's a good spray, but he's only good for 1. The trade there comes through. But there's actually another kill on the opposite side of the map. We have a potential for a 3v1 on the A bomb site, but AVI is kind of stalling this out, trying to see what more information ATL is willing to give back to them.
It's Bingus in the apartments. I know a fan favorite this game. So much space so early. He's able to find one on the bomb site. Finds a second one. It's just going to be the op and pit. Harvey Dent gets a collateral! Oh my goodness. Harvey Dent saves the round off the collateral. They lined up perfectly for him. And a must-win round for AVI. Harvey Dent comes to the rescue. A player the analysts spoke highly about before the game. This is round 1. Once again, I mean, nice shot from Bingus that round. But Harvey Dent with the collateral. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, really good round so far from the Owls to kind of bounce back here. And now here we are in a 5v5 scenario. Again, looking to press up close to mid, playing around this smoke. And they're just going to be walking through it now. It's a good pick here from Voltage. Good trade there from Bingus, but he gets shut down on that repick. And now they're flashing, taking the site control, looking to plant it. Looks to play a little bit safer. It doesn't really matter. Harvey is watching the bottom of mid. The Leviathans, they're going to be saving really early in this round.
Yeah, the AVI team is starting to get back on track here. Dropped 5 in a row. Had to get bailed out of the last round. But they're able to find a second. This ATL save early. Obviously, they don't have the economy yet to start hunting, but with 4 players alive in this round, it's definitely a good start to start building. Question is, if you're ATL, what do you change up here? That's really the only round that's gotten away from you. I did really like the AVI usage of the flashbangs to just kind of open up the A-bomb site. just not ready. Molly burning voltage. 3 players towards this A bomb site. It's Flying Weasel seeing what he can find towards this boiler room. Let's see what space he's awarded. Is he going to be ready for the boosted up player though? Bing is actually full blind. Flying Weasel gets spotted and just not ready at all for Bing is boosted up. Maybe that was the solution, but the play's actually towards this B bomb site. You still have 2 players over here. And that really slows down this play from AVI. Gonna walk back towards middle. But ATL has not committed towards this rotate. So they're still standing strong. 3 on the A bomb site. Now Util's gonna tell them a lot. 35 seconds left. The bomb going back towards Banana, just trying to force a rotate. It's gonna be IO finding voltage. As the remaining 3 have 25 seconds to crack open this bomb site and get a bomb plant. IO is just not having it. Ram able to find one. It's just going to be goodbye. 12 seconds left in this round. He has to go for the bomb plant while he can. Snipe pushing through the smoke. Another 1v1, but IO with the USP. Such a big round holding this B bomb site. And that is the response that you want to see if you are a Leviathans fan. Such a great round. AVI still looking for that response, have not looked comfortable all game. There was one round that they really had a good entry and made space quick. That's the only time they've really gotten their foot in the door. It's going to be AA round. Finding Flying Weasel, down Banana, I believe. Grenades come in as this smoke push comes into Space Monkey with the spray. Gets 3. It's just going to be Harvey Dent in the smoke. Bingus finds him, no problem. What a spray down from Space Monkey. 12-3. Has given ATL so much life. Him and Bingus. The 2 stars. But everyone on this side has been playing a hell of a game. Now it's just Mac 10s, Galils, and Tech 9s. So it looks like it's going to be a fast Banana play. They have 3 players towards this. Goodbye, almost finding Knight, but unable to find it. The team kill comes in with the Tech 9. It's just ATL all the way, a slaughter on that eco round. I just want to say, rest in peace, T-Noodle. He was a good man. I don't think he's as good as Space Monkey, and I don't think he's as good as Bingus. That nade again. Flying Weasel's just taking so much damage early. I know that's the price you pay from being an entry on Inferno, but you need to find a way to mitigate that somewhat. So you're just putting yourself at such a big disadvantage, flying into these fights at less than 50 HP. Voltage flies through the smoke, able to find Space Monkey, the man that's been causing so many issues, finds Bingus as well. It's going to be IO trying to hold the A bomb site by himself, but it's given. This is all ATL. Sorry, all AVI. ATL looking a little interested in this round, but not able to find anything through the smoke as you see them start to back off. They have the economy to work with. but they know they have no shot at winning this round.
Still a hell of a job so far from the Leviathans, even though they're going to have to save on this one. Hopefully, my mic is working appropriately. We got a whole new web browser and everything, trying to figure out somehow, some way to make it work, but I'm sure chat will let us know right away if it didn't. But yeah, I mean, Leviathans really kind of just showing out right now and showing really what they're made of in this game so far.
Terrorists win.
I
Hell
missed
yeah.
you, T-Noodle.
Hell yeah, dude. We're excited, man. All right.
Dude, you know how stressful your job is?
Hey, you were killing it.
How do you do it?
I'm very proud of you. I am very proud of you, but who I am most proud of right now is ATL because they came in through this. I mean, we always mention David versus Goliath on these streams because there always is the story of the overdog just overwhelming everyone they play against. And right now, the underdog in ATL is really just throwing that to the Wolves. They're kind of just playing off vibes, playing off of momentum now. And just trying to see what they
those
can do. It's a
nades.
nice set of nades there onto AROM. And they actually do get a
got
kill
Knight.
onto Knight. And now it's a 5v4 advantage with such low HP on AROM. This is going to be a huge potential round. It's AVI does look to swing here going on. Goodbye does take out Space Monkey. And Bingus, we've seen him be big before. We've seen him be big this game. He's going to have to be really big this round as IO actually gets 2 players on B. But Bingus falters and Flying Weasel takes him down. But everyone in this map right now, in this 2v2, is on such low HP. But IO with his back turned gets torn up by Goodbye.
The bomb's
And
down
now-
at T-spawn, though.
Yeah, this is going to get really awkward. It's interesting that no one knows where anyone is, but it does not matter as Flying Weasel does take out AROM, and it's going to be 4-8. AVI have climbed back just a little bit.
I really like that play from AVI. I mean, it felt like the whole half they've been bombarded with the utility damage. At least Flying Weasel has, but they finally get some back in blood. The double nade, very strong. That's what you want to see from a team that has stuck together, has played so many matches together. And ATL, their defense was strong, but they're going to have to bring that same energy to their attack side.
Yeah, I mean, it starts with 1 round, right? I mean, a big lead like 8-4, you win that pissed round and it makes your T side very quickly. But if you falter, that puts you at 6 and really potentially it just gets really close from there.
Okay.
It's really tough to see what this swing, how potential it could be. Akin with a nice big double kill, Voltage with another, and now it's hidden behind. It's Goodbye, who says goodbye to 2 players, as it's going to be a big round there from AVI.
I thought Goodbye was going to have a Nico moment. I'm going to be completely honest. The first couple shots were not online, but able to readjust. And I mean, just a nice play to kind of set your teammate up for success. I'm being told that AAROM, we're allowed to call Aaron.
Dude, that's actually crazy. I thought we were joking with that was what the reference was going to be. But I guess that is what their name
I really
is.
like it.
But Goodbye. Going to be sneaking around down to T-steps. Harvey gets a nice kill on a Space Monkey.
This
Voltage
is
on
so
one run to
aggressive.
Aaron. But now there's going to be kills from the T side. But really, that's only going to be 1 as Flying Weasel does fly high to get 2. And now this game, it's really in sniffing range for AVI.
Yeah, and we talk about a lot on the stream, kind of how the game feels. I mean, we talked about it during the Elite Championship, that even though a team had the lead, it didn't really feel like they had the lead, and that's kind of what it's feeling like now for the ATL. Don't want to count them out. They have not had a rifle round on this T side. But if this round slips away, you're in dangerous territory.
Yeah, and really with subs, you're going to have to be trusting people that you haven't played with too much to see how they can take space and how comfortable they are playing a little bit by themselves spread out on this map.
I do like this default position, very strong, because one player right now is top banana, kind of able to at least make some noise, and they're going to peek it and realize it's clear. That kind of tells your team that, at least at the moment, it's looking like it's going to be towards this A bomb site. Are they going to rotate a player over? Are they going to stay strong in their 3-2?
Yeah, I imagine ATL wants to play this into a 4-1. They're getting flashback a bit in apartments. They can take advantage right now on how AVI is playing this into a bonus. Really capitalize it, really peak these angles together. I would like to see them go more through mid than through apartments.
Right. These MP9s. Apartments might not be your best solution, but as long as you play together, you do have a strong attack forming.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing potentially a 2-2 split come in between apartments and lane. Goodbye does say goodbye to Bingus on the B side of the map. However, there are only 2 players still on A side for this defense. Voltage
he blinds
flashes a little
himself.
too deep, and Knight and IO get 2 big openers. And now it's going to be a 4v3 site hold with the smoke going down in Moto, with the headshot through that smoke on to Harvey Dent. And now it's only going to be 2 players remaining. It's going to be Goodbye and Akin, and they have rifles, so they are going to elect to save. And yeah, Leviathans getting all the way up to 9 on this round.
Maybe I want to be like a drama queen right now, but that... I don't like that death from Harvey Dent. Obviously looking for the smoke spam, maybe able to open up the round a little bit more. But you did just lose another M4, which means that you're going to have to invest more. Obviously they were in a bonus. They had 2 MP9s. The money should not be a problem, but any M4 that you could have saved in that situation would have obviously helped you.
Yeah, especially when you don't have many rounds to play with. If AVI do lose this round, they're going to be forced onto a save. And yeah, it's going to be tough. But I mean, AVI, they don't want to think that far ahead right now. They have a decent buy going into this next one. It is a 6-9 game. It's very close. You just want to go to it. And this is going to be the first full gun round for both these teams. And it's really going to be a test on to see what both teams are able to do on this side of the map.
Yeah, honestly, you know, in the Momo fashion, I would have loved to see a timeout there from AVI. Kind of compose himself before this crucial gun round, because like you said, it can slip away so fast if this round does drop. But the team noodle timeout will suffice.
Up close here in bracket, but Nighty Night, good night, Voltage goes down. And that's a great opener there from ATL. IO has a potential to get timing here onto Flying, and he does just that as Flying Weasel and Harvey Dent go down in the A apartments. And that bomb is going to be getting planted, and I imagine it's going to be a save right away. And this is going to be very tough. They're going to be under 3 people on this save, and that's
how
going to
they
mean
have the bomb.
The next buy could get a little bit ugly.
Yeah, goodbye spamming. Don't use all your ammo. You have 10 bullets left. There was someone there. Being able to take away one of those rifles.
Yeah, now this means AVI definitely has to save this next round. They hurt each other. They both know they're here. The fake flash does not go, and Bingus does. It's going to be 10-6 for ATL.
Dude, that would have totally got me. I would have flicked so far around. I do love the effort there, just trying to get away, being creative with it. Maybe get a little more creative on your CT side round here. I love that play. IO cracking that round open.
Yeah, and they were really just so nervous about that boiler, that bedroom side, that IO was able to sneak in and crack the head. And Leviathans now moving to this round against the save. I really want to see them play conservative, hold back just a little bit here. No need to lose any guns. No need to go in apartments here against pistols. I want them to be smart, and Bingus does just that, taking out Harvey Dent. Flying Weasel activating a little bit, peeking out balcony. He gets a nice shot with the 5-7, but IO with a good trade. Now goodbye.
Wants that peek out. Shot.
The Molly pushes him into boiler, and now it's his turn to potentially peek out. And he's looking. He might find. He gets 2 deagle shots, making a third, taking down Knight. Now it's going to be 3v2. There are still players alive. That's a rifle picked up. And IO, now it's really awkward for him.
Bingus.
He's going to have to hold this close. He has a 1v2 on Banana, and it doesn't matter. It's going to be 11-6. Bingus, the superstar, super frag, absolutely killing it.
Yeah, I mean, he's really showed up. It felt like the Space Monkey CT side, and now we're getting the IoT side. But, I mean, a really good effort from AVI. Almost made something happen with those pistols.
I really like how this game is going so far. I personally am cheering here for David in this David versus Goliath. It's always fun to see the underdogs really perform. This is their map pick. They are supposed to win here. But at the same time, they have 2 subs. They are not supposed to win anything. And now we look at this game. 11-6 is the scoreline. This game is here for all the marbles. This series, this is your last night to play of the year.
Yeah, the whole season relying on this. Both these teams in the playoffs have not dropped a map.
And Voltage, a really nice angle there. Taking down IOIO right through the corner of the apartments. Flying Weasel timing his swing well. Does get one, gets traded there by Aaron. And it's another big kill from AAROM. And he's looking for 3, but Akin does take him down. And now looking to swarm, but Knight really playing a good angle there. Sneaks
Bomb's
in
down
to this pathing. Bomb is down towards the A truck lane. And these players from T are split up just a little bit. And Bingus is wondering how they should play this as Knight is positioned here on the edge of library. And I think he really wants Bingus to activate and just be the hero while he plays a little bit more of a lurk.
Oh, the timing.
And the timing! It's so interesting, but
wow, 30 seconds. Still time to cook. Both the subs here.
yeah, these guys probably did not meet each other until tonight. But Harvey does meet Knight with that big kill. And now Bingus making a little bit of noise as he's dropping down. And it's going to be Akin getting the win on that round. And it's going to be 7-11. AVI does get that.
I really thought that the 2 subs had something cooking. We've seen on multiple occasions Bingus and Knight pop off, and whenever those 4s combine, it's impressive for AVI to put that to a halt.
Now here we are going into round number 19. We are seeing an MP9 being bought here for Voltage. Still a good buy here for the T side. Money is starting to go, but they should be good for at least one more round if this doesn't go their way. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. ATL have been playing very well so far, and they're playing this round into another default. But it's a big kill here from Flying and Harvey Dent. And Goodbye says goodbye to 2. And out of nowhere, it's just going to be AAROM in a 1v4. And now I believe they're just going to be looking to save this op. But coming down the lane, it's going to be Voltage, who's going to be just behind. As he is looking, he does get the kill. AAROM does go down, and it's going to be 8 on the board for the Owls.
This is getting so interesting here. As you look at the economy on the T side, amazing spray control from Goodbye, able to find 2. Nice hold on both sides of the map, but this is going to be a full buy here. Deagle and Tech9 on 2 of the players. Space Monkey has had a quiet last few rounds.
It's going to be a bit of a tougher buy here for the Leviathans. Really just buying out whatever they can going into this round. You have the rounds to work with, but they are looking to potentially shut down the economy of AVI. They are moving up. That does stall the apartment's push here. And Voltage gets a nice kill onto Aaron. Now Flying Weasel playing good along this broken wall. Gets 1, gets 2. 1 still on site, but he gets taken down by Goodbye. And Bingus goes down as well. We are at 9 rounds for AVI. They are clawing back into this one.
And I really like that approach from ATL. I thought that they had something solid going into that round. Only 2 players on the bomb site, but Flying Weasel able to dance around the broken wall. Gets help from Goodbye whenever he needs it the most. And if everything goes as it's supposed to be, it's going to be ATL saying see ya to this lead.
Instead of util being used on both sides, that Molly doing so much for McKin. And but it's still gonna be a 3v2 and make it a 4v2, a 4-for-3 on B. Knight does have the bomb. He's gonna have the timing to get this plant down, and he's gonna have the time to where he's gonna be able to maneuver around on this site just a little bit, but he gets found immediately. Voltage with a nice kill onto Knight, and it's gonna be double digits here for the Owls.
I had a chance at 2 1v1s there. If he was able to hit a clean shot onto Voltage, the round would have been so hard to climb back. But I really like how Flying Weasel's been playing these past few rounds. Someone that has stepped up on this AVI comeback.
And this has been a great string of rounds here so far, Owls. Bringing up 4 here. And we're looking into one more full buy here coming in from ATL. But man, it looks bleak for them at this moment. And Aaron looking to get some forward progression here. But he's getting dunked on by these nades. Brought to 29 health. Finds one body, but does not find the kill as Akin takes control of Banana.
AVI cannot be stopped right now. A rare miss from Aaron. But I mean, it's so hard to concentrate whenever you got dunked on by about 400 nades.
And right now, ATL is just so scared. They're mollying up close because they're not sure what map control they have at this moment. And that's what's really devastating when you're playing a map like Inferno. You don't maintain control of both bracket or one of brackets or Banana, and you have nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, they're just so separated here. They're not awarded much space. Clone their way into top Banana, but there's 50 seconds left, and this is the only spot. Looks like they have a lurk in apartments as well, but nothing that really can activate. It's going to be on this B take.
A little boost here. It could be very good or very bad here for AVI. They shouldn't know where the first player is, but he kind of checked him. But Goodbye still does get the kill on a Space Monkey. IO with a good kill onto Voltage. And now they're looking at, they know both players are there. That's one, but Akin does manage to stay alive. And now IO with 6 HP with only 14 seconds. We're going to be all tied up here on Inferno.
Wow. Great job by AVI. Just once they got the advantage, playing it so smart. They kill Aaron, able to find the pick on him, and immediately just go into their turtle shell. Playing the boost, I absolutely love it.
And looks like the Owls were actually able to find that remaining player who was trying to save in T-spawn. We were seeing him move in there before it cut away. They did get that big kill. So yeah, really no one able to take anything to this round, but the Leviathans are electing to force buy into this one. And a little bit of trade here at middle. We're looking at a 4v4 here in round number 23. It's really getting down to the wire at this moment.
Oh.
Good kill there coming up from Flying Weasel, playing that off angle.
But
And that's Bingus, one of the high fraggers. A-Rom looking to see what they can find. They are picking up that AK instead of that Galil. But it's really going to be tough here for Leviathans to crawl back into this one, being a man down, especially with how the last few rounds have gone for them.
No utility either.
Yeah, just playing on the site. It's going to be Voltage kind of playing off the angle, trying to bait. Spotted a player. Flying Weasel activates onto IO, but A-Rom does get the trade, and Flying Weasel gets a second.
Oh,
and now
no.
Space Monkey looking to see what they can find, but it's Akin with a good kill onto Space Monkey. That's going to be match point here for AVI.
Noodle, I love whenever you go Autobot mode.
God dang it.
No, it's okay. It sounded like really techno and really cool.
What what can I say, man? I miss Daft Punk.
Don't we all?
And now looking to go around the world. Leviathans are progressing here, down middle, and just trying to take this map control, take control back from this map.
Yeah, I need to find something here.
And that's nice a good flashbang. Knight does take out Voltage, and very close on the truck. Flying Weasel swings out, only good for one. And there's going to be one player in Moto looking to see what they can get. They get one on tonight. It's going to be a big kill to make this retake possible. Before that, it would have been tough. Now, very, very, very up.
Planted safe.
Close in middle, but they're going to be running through the smoke. All three players from CT side looking to get through. It's a 1-for-1 trade. They get a second. Goodbye is absolutely cooking. Bingus has a very long road ahead. And that bomb can be planted in an awkward spot. He gets shot from behind. AVI climb all the way back and are going to take first map 13-11.
Yeah, I don't care if you have 2 subs or not. I don't care what your expectation was. That's still a punch in the gut for this ATL team. You were so close. You thought you had such a good CT side. And just like that, it was taken away from AVI, clawing back, as you said.
Yeah, I mean, playing with new people, I feel like CT side is always what I'm most nervous for, because you're not sure what the micro rotations are going to be like on your team. But when you play a map like Inferno, which can get so suffocating when you're not fully trusting people to make that space happen, it can be very, very tough. And I think that's what we saw here from ATL. And on top of that, AVI, let's not give all the credit for the subs. AVI are just a really good team, and they absolutely suffocated. They took map control when they needed. They never let ATL have too much of the map. And that really just showed they played it well. They played it right. Their comms were good, and they did what they needed to get that dub.
Yeah, we were really able to see Flying Weasel activate whenever he wasn't getting bombarded by 30 nades. Whenever he's not fighting on that 50 health disadvantage, he was actually able to make stuff happen. But I believe we are going to throw it to the analyst who's going to break down that game for us.
Well, welcome back, and I'm here with Kigo again. That was a pretty fun game to watch. What did you think? Yeah. So Kigo, you have no audio, unfortunately. You have to redo your mic. But to summarize, yeah, I mean, I agree with you a lot of your points, so I'll just kind of reiterate them pretty quickly. But yeah, I am definitely scared of a 2-0 at this point now. I think watching it, they definitely looked pretty competitive. But yeah, I think AVI kind of, so ATL just kind of started out really hot, and then it kind of looked like AVI just warmed up in my eyes. So I hope so. But yeah, either way, so yeah, it was still a strong showing from ATL for map 1.
Okay.
I do agree with you though, and talking specifically about how they probably really needed to win that map, being their map pick, something that they were probably more comfortable on to start out with. I'm very curious to see how this Dust 2 will end up going, especially being kind of like that double opper map, and maybe giving a chance to Knight to kind of show up and potentially show out. But yeah, I was pretty impressed, specifically like talking about, I guess, the ATL rounds on Inferno, kind of their T side, because it very much looked like to me like they had kind of just taken advantage of the early game, and then AVI started kind of like hitting back, with like some of their players like warming up, like Goodbye and Harvey Dent having some big rounds where it was just like they were just kind of shooting better, winning gunfights and able to kind of control or regain control of certain rounds. But then when they swapped sides and they were winning at first, I think ATL managed to kind of just show strength in numbers. They kind of kept focusing on that bracket control. They were sending Bingus over towards Banana, but kind of just solo, and they didn't actually really care about taking car control. And so notably like Knight and IOIO were just kind of just walking up either into bracket or up into apartments and just like finding picks, finding kills, and like taking the side off that. And I mean, it looked really impressive. It looked really, I mean, they got all the way up to 11 that way, and then it kind of just fell apart off of a large string of rounds from AVI, where again, from my perspective, it just looked like their players had warmed up and were able to kind of shoot back, and they were able to start finding timings and like get even like some pretty big multi frags from like Flying Weasel, in the pit position, or Goodbye finding lurks down mid and such.
Yeah, no, they definitely warmed into it more. I think AVI just kind of played the money game too. I think they got kind of screwed over early on their T side by like losing. I think it was like 4 or 5 in a row before they won their first. I think it was 5 in a row before they won their first. So they kind of just didn't have any money early, but then after their T side got going a little bit towards the end, they were able to at least put a few runs together at the end, because I think that was kind of pivotal. They were able to get like 4 at the end, which like 4 on a like T side, in my opinion, still isn't really very good on Inferno. Like usually you're shooting more for that 5 or 6, but they at least give themselves enough room where they could afford to come back. And they made it. I mean, it was a really good game through and through, though. I think we've seen the star power from Bingus come through. IOIO was going crazy too, keeping them in it, keeping it very close.
And to say, definitely some of those other players are showing up so far, and if they can keep that level of performance up on Dust 2, I'm hoping for another competitive game.
Yeah, and I think they can.
Yeah. I guess if we wanted to talk a little bit more about Dust 2, I'm unsure of how fast this next map will start.
Game's live.
Oh, okay. So we'll just, I guess, throw it right back to casters, and they can talk about Dust 2.
Yeah, the casters can talk about it.
All right.
And the game is live. Shout out AJ for getting these yappers to get off the mic. Here we are looking to go on Dust 2. We're on the AVI map pick, but like the first map, anything can happen. And as we saw, ATL was swinging really hard, but anything did happen as the retake did come true.
Man, they are some yappers, but we do love them and everything that they provide. And IOIO trying to provide something. Kid's caught with his pants down, though.
Yeah, now that smoke is going to land really awkwardly in that little mid-to-B split. Looking to play from tunnels is Bingus, activating to push tunnels to give himself a 1v1. Harvey Dent does take him down. And now Goodbye gets another big kill. And it's going to be all nighty-night for Knight. As Space Monkey is the last player arrive. He does get 2. He's in a 1v2. One player bottom site, back of site, but he does shut him down. It's Voltage getting the first on the board for AVI.
Yeah, I thought with the players showing himself so far out, it could have gotten a little messy. AVI able just to take that round. At first it seemed like with ease, Bingus making a good effort in the tunnels, just unable to find anything.
Big round there coming up from AVI. They have been strong this whole season. Felt a little shaky on the beginning of that last map, but now they're going to be coming out swinging. However, Aaron does get a kill on a Goodbye. Harvey Dent with the trade onto Aaron. And now IO. This is a replay. For some reason, we're on replays. And it's a 4v3. As a Flying Weasel is planting the bomb. I thought I had deja vu. We are seeing some deja vu.
Not
as
again.
The bomb is getting planted in B. Now Space Monkey had a big end of the last round with his pistol. Now looking to do the same with the Deagle. No, 4v3 is the advantage.
Oh.
Flying, but it's not Flying Weasel. Harvey Dent guts the kill on the Space Monkey, and Bingus with a nice
1
headshot with the
HP.
scout. Looking to find some more. He's hungry. He's looking. He's at him. He's trying to find it, but Voltage takes him down. And IO, the last player remaining, he is on site. He is getting shots, bringing some players to low HP, but it's another flying kill coming in from Voltage.
What a grand final so far. What a second map. 2 flying kills, 2 rounds played.
I think every round they just need to scale up. So round 2, they had 2 flying kills. The next round there's 3, then 4, then 5. Eventually we need to get to like 15 flying kills in one round.
Just 15 flying kills. Maybe get some respawns. Maybe put the sleeper agent back in the game.
IO finding an avenue. I'm not sure if he wasn't spotted. He is sneaking here in lower tunnels at the moment. Flying Weasel is checking for that. Knight does get a pick on the Flying Weasel as he pushes through it. It's another flying kid from Akin. But it's going to be trades all around the map. Goodbye and Harvey Dent on very low HP as Bingus, Knight, and Space Monkey do remain for the CT side.
Yeah, I think we should have told Akin that we were kind of joking there. So he went for all of it. He got the flying kill, but both these players so low for AVI. But still a lot of time to play with.
Bingus in an awkward angle, barely misses that op. Able to escape with their life. Harvey Dent with the bomb. He is looking to smoke out that mid to B. I'm not sure where they decide to move yet. We are seeing goodbye. Go to long.
Bingus with his head on the swivel quickly pivots. It's going to be this A execute. Just trying to create a diversion on the other side of the map.
Yeah, very big kill there coming in from Harvey. And now it's a 2v2. They still have an op in hand. And that's a good flashbang, making for a 1-for-1 trade. And now he finds the last guy. Oh my goodness, Harvey. Big kill from Harvey Dent as he dents Knight right in the chest with that op kill. And it's going to be 3-0 for the Owls.
He's on such low HP as well. That's not even the craziest thing Harvey Dent's done this series. He's just so deadly with that op, though. A nice flick on 4 HP. Around that AVI, sorry, that ATL was looking sharp and gets stolen away by AVI.
This is what's tough. ATL having to claw and scratch back into this game. A little bit of shots being put into the back of IO. Double molly there on card just for good measure. One of them actually missing. Or maybe that's just to prevent a run out. I don't know. I'm not playing. But now they're progressing onto the A-bomb site. There's one player up close. He's cooking, and he does falter. And now Knight going to be playing behind these boxes. Does not connect with the shot. And only 2 players remaining in this 2v5 retake with these pistols. They get a kill, and now he falters. 4-0. The AVI is on top.
I think AVI is looking to send this home. They're looking so good right now. This is their map pick. Can ATL mustered up a response?
I mean, funny enough, we talked about how Dust 2 is an interesting map choice because it goes whoever the shooters are going to be that day. But right now, AVI is the shooters. ATL elected to start on the CT side, which, especially if you lose pistol round, it's one of the most uncomfortable sides to play in the map pool. And starting this game on your heels is definitely a little bit tough.
And Space Monkey in a spot where he's able to get multiple, finds one, but gets taken down by Voltage through the wall, and this mid-to-B execute's going to start developing once again.
Yeah, Knight completely by himself, isolated in this back corner. It's going to be really tough to multi-kill in this spot. He does get 1. He gets 2. He's looking for 3, but he's not able to. He does bring Harvey down to such low HP. And Harvey, with a kin, is going to have to make some heroic plays. He's done it before in a 2v3, but coming up too fast is IO. And Akin running up from tunnels, I'm wondering if they have some information. They're both looking at tunnels. The smoke goes down, but Aaron does get a big kill, and that's going to be the first on the board for ATL.
And Nighty, so many names. The amount of kills that he was able to find, almost gets the third, just to prove you wrong. That was out of pure spite. You said that it was hard to multi-frag there. He said, watch this.
Oh, look at that B spawn.
Yeah, he is on an island over there. Who is that?
I feel like you can see him telling his team, let's go B. I can B and B before the CTs.
That's a crazy spawn, actually. He's
And with
so
that
fast.
spawn on A, though, Harvey, kind of blind, gets a kill. And Goodbye gets a kill on the other side of the map.
Oh,
Harvey with another kill. He is cooking with that up.
it's going to be Bingus. All alone on A.
A nice dink on the A-Ken does eventually take him down. Voltage with the trade. 3v1 is the scenario on this round. And imagine IO. I know it's about to be 5-1. But you might just have to give it to them in this save. You're on full health. But all this utility in hand, how early this round went down. All your players went down. I can't imagine you want to claw back into this.
No, but he's just still giving it a look. Quickly changes his mind. And that's going to activate Goodbye, who's going to start his hunt a little early.
Yeah, I just want to see if there were any openers. AVI playing very responsible so far. And now they're going to be hunting this gun down. Right in the tunnels. We're going to have some connection.
No!
And it's a miss spray from IO. He does eventually get Goodbye. And now they know where he's at. Very close is the peak between Voltage and IO. He is going to fall back. And he does save the gun.
I just want to mention right now, Harvey Dent, sitting at 10-2, has stolen rounds away from ATL. Single-handedly, it feels like. AVI is just able to bounce right back after a tough round loss. And right before I say that, Aaron able to find the kill onto Harvey Dent.
Some good kills right now for both teams. However, the CTs are going to be in the advantage here. AVI looking to see how they can squeeze this one out. Really feeling it out. Seeing where the space is being given by ATL. They've been giving a lot of space throughout the series so far. Giving a lot of respect to AVI.
It's going to be on Bingus. Oh no. They're going to be walking around the smoke.
Yeah, they're very close, just on the edge of the smoke from each other. Akan looks to be coming out first. Voltage following him, jumping on top that box. Bingus, hearing the noise, spots one passing. Now he's going for the spray. He gets one. Still, they don't know he's there still. I don't know what's going on. The kills are just getting awkward, and now Akan is the last player remaining on the Owls. He's looking to get the kills, but Aaron, with a big AWP shot, does get 2 on the board for Leviathans.
I'm going to be completely honest. I thought Bingus flicked over before getting the kill on Carr. And I was like, what? Why? But it was a little sloppy. A spot where he should have been good for 2. Hell, maybe even the whole 3. Turns into a little scary situation there. ATL able to wrangle it back in. But that just kind of shows how this game has gone for them. Rounds that should be gimmies. Rounds that they've had advantages. As IO with a crazy one-tap down mid.
Yeah, IO has been feeling himself the last few rounds on this game. Very strong player throughout the season. And really trying to keep his team alive. They have a lot in front of them at this moment. Playing with 2 subs. It's really uncomfortable, but you're still here. You're a championship level player. And now Aaron missing that shot at mid. Does actually tag Harvey.
Can't believe he was able to escape with his life. That's so huge, keeping the hop alive, no matter the HP.
Yeah, such low HP on both teams here. Aaron not connecting with that flick. However, he does still have support in IO so up close. And
Yeah,
man,
I
they're
love
just
this one to
playing
be.
so close.
Oh, that nade. Able to find Harvey.
Yeah. Nade really denting Harvey.
Okay.
Just craters him. And
Okay.
Bingus, once again, a little bit of a miss spray. Knight is going to be able to activate. Gets a good kill there. Gets a second. And it's a big round from the sub. As an AROM does get the last. And Leviathans, they've climbing back a little bit in this one.
And again, just because Aaron escapes with that little HP, he's able to throw the nade that, as you said, dented. What a nice shot. Look at my IO. But that dented Harvey's head. Off the backboard. Making my youth basketball coach proud with that one.
Man, I just knew you were a hooper there, Momo.
5th grade hooper. We won one game. More of a bowler.
Hey, that's more games than you won in CSC.
Okay.
And here we are going into round number 9. Very up close. IO does get flashed. He's not able to connect. He does get 2. He gets 3 with the one through the smoke. He does eventually get traded. They're going to be picking up that AK, but that's a good hold initially from IO. And now one player still at truck or at the car. Potentially could be found out, giving a 1v1 to the team.
Oh, they know
Good
now.
shot. A little bit of info being brought to both teams here. Knight with a big kill does get traded.
Oh,
Goodbye
no.
gets 2. And now scaling is goodbye. Very
Okay.
low HP. Make it 0 HP as Leviathans have clawed back and grabbed 4.
Yeah, really impressive work. I mean, playing with the 2 subs, being down in such a dire situation. I don't know how I was able to get 3 completely blind. But,
That was wild.
you know, what is it, 3 AKs you got right there?
Yeah, 3 AKs he got on that kill. Really big round from him. He hit shots 1 through 4, and then he missed shots like 5 through 20, and then he got the kills with 2 kills with 21 through 30. It was just wild how that sequence was able to play out. He was like way off target on the second kills, and then just pulled over. But pulling over, Flying Weasel flicks onto the head of Space Monkey, shutting him down. He's really been shut down out of this map so far, sitting only at 6 and 7.
Any excuse you have, man. I swear. You can't be stopped. But can AVI be stopped?
Now we're looking. The B hit is coming down. 2 CT players are in the B bomb site. IO gonna have to play around this box as his teammate did fall down. He goes down immediately, and Bingus and Knight, the subs, are the last remaining. And I can only imagine they're gonna be saving once again as they are heading into the T-spawn.
Oh, yeah. No, you got to keep these rifles alive. Great job by AVI to break the streak of rounds. Keeping the lead on your side and keeping that insurance round.
Or maybe I just never save because I'm not soft like that. But has that truck always been in the back of BT
Yes, what do you
spawn?
mean?
Oh my gosh.
And if you're not soft, then what are you?
A little squishy, I don't know.
Okay, I was asking. And I do love whenever you said 6'7", just the producer in the ear. Which one of you guys did that? It was Noodle. Just putting
Allegedly.
that out there. No,
Allegedly.
not allegedly. You do it every time. And I swear,
Allegedly.
you're just praying ATL wins 3 in a row right here so you can hit us one more time. Potentially for the last time of the premier season.
Hey, you know, whatever happens, happens.
I just hope next season that is gone and that is over.
It's okay. There's always memes to progress through, and progressing
Oh
through
my
this game so
goodness.
far, it's some kills that I cannot see going
Oh
on.
no!
As the
My
stream
eyes
is deep
burn.
fried. And now we're looking, so much HP has gone on both teams. 3-2 is the side of the round. T-side do have the advantage.
I have
Knight
to get this bomb.
and Space Monkey are trying to rotate through mid.
Oh, they just
Potentially
went lower.
seeing some at mid.
Bomb just now getting the tons. And oh my goodness, that round. Oh, what a shot coming in by Knight. And now getting this bomb down is going to be a little awkward. They can execute and activate as soon as they hear the bomb start. But no, they're actually going to be awarded it.
Yeah, Bomb was playing it a little bit safe. Nades are not safe, however, as it does do a little bit of damage there. And now still coming on this 2v2 retake. Both players on the CT side do have kits in hand. One smoke is still available. And now Knight and Space Monkey are coming right in. And it's going to be a good 2 clean kills coming up from AVI. And it's going to be 7 on the board.
It's okay. You still have a chance here.
I have a chance for what?
I mean, just 2 more rounds. Again, I mean, someone has 7.
For what?
Nothing, dude. Nothing. You're really freaking me out, man. You've changed.
Huh?
And AVI putting together a streak of rounds here. But we did see ATL go 4-8, or 8-4 rather. Oh, Harvey Dent just sticking one to Bingus.
Really just bringing him down. Double kill here coming up from Voltage. Knight with the trade. And now Harvey does get taken down. And that's going to be the op in hand for the CT side. Bomb is still progressing up along, but this is a little bit interesting. However, through the back, I imagine Goodbye is going to have an opportunity for kills, but Aiken does get Knight.
Interesting going with the op there. You're already at a disadvantage, and now you put yourself in a 1v3. You are long with the long-range weapon. Missed first shot from Aaron. It's going to be 8-4. AVI.
It's really good here. Good time so far from AVI. They started this map off strong, really strong, where Leviathans were able to kind of bring it back just a little bit. But at the end of the day, a little bit of confidence stringing the last 3 rounds of this together. And, man, if Owls can really get this pistol round going, I think we might be heading home early here, Momo.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you like to mention the David versus Goliath, and it looks like David is getting put in his place by Goliath. But we did see, 8-4 side ATL held, and they kind of gave it up on Inferno. So this game isn't over yet, but a pistol round that you must convert.
And now moving through, Halls is going to be ATL, but Goodbye does get 2 big kills. Looking for more, not able to connect on these next few. Running out of bullets just a little bit. Bingus does eventually trade him out, but Voltage with a big kill himself. Now it's going to be a 2v3. Bomb is progressing onto the site, planting behind the pillar. Harvey kind of scooting in, but he should wait for his teammates who are both in tunnels. They're doing just that. Both Aaron and Knight are going to be stuck on the bomb site. And now Flying Weasel leading the charge out of the tunnels. Gets gushed immediately. But it's a good kill from Flying Weasel. And another on the board. It's going to be 9 here for the Owls.
Yeah, now it's going to be really hard to stop these Owls. I would say they are on the verge right now of taking home their 2nd premier CSC trophy.
Yeah, AVI is definitely in sniffing range of getting their 2nd premier trophy. The last time AVI was able to do just that, I was still a GM a few years ago.
Oh man,
It's
the Dark
been a
Ages.
journey for them in the Dark Ages before CS2.
It's gonna be these Mac 10s and Galil's long, and the flashes work perfectly. Actually, you just got to kill Flying Weasel and Pit. Don't let him get anything else. His teammate comes to back him up. It's gonna be Harvey Dent. And that
Big kills there from the CT side so far. Still 2 on the board, but I mean, you're really cutting it close here, ATL, if you're not able to come away with this round.
Yeah, in that round, I mean, the flashes work perfectly, exactly how you want them to. Just unable to get the pit player, and really nice by Harvey to rotate over and at least trade him whenever he finally goes down.
Voltage playing a good angle and checking the wrong side of the road is going to be IOIO. Bingus does get the trade on half HP with the bomb, with the smoke. You are going to be able to progress here through long. 1 player cat, 1 player in CT spawn. You have a lot to come up here, a big task ahead of you. 1v2 is the clutch scenario. You are down 5 rounds as the David in the David v Goliath. And he's going to have a timing. He is going to have a window to move on to the site. I do kind of like this from AVI. They don't want to give up a 1v1, so they're not going to stay on one of the bomb sites at this moment. Bomb now getting planted. All the way for Plat on long. I don't think Bingus is going to be able to escape. What?
He escaped. They don't want to give him the 1v1, but it's an MP9. You want to see the MP9 and M4 kind of grouped up. Because now you know one's CT and one's still cat. Bingus is in a position where he can kind of just wait this out, at least for another second. Oh,
yeah, they're committing. Yeah, Harvey did a great job jiggle peeking on that, not overcommitting. If he did eventually get the kill, it would have been the swing from the supporting player. And that's going to be all she wrote. It's going to be 10 on the board for the Owls.
Such a rough situation. Really good job by Bingus. He definitely has the capability of winning that round. We've seen him show out so many times. If you're ATL, what's going through your head right now?
I mean, every round you lose in this, I mean, there are 2 sides of the coin to this. It's like you're playing with subs, you're trying to go off vibes, no pressure, but at the same time, when it starts to get daunting, you just start doubting yourself. It's like, I really don't know how we're going to climb out of this one. I'm not used to leaning on these players here.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Flying Weasel taking the aggression up mid, but it's actually going to be Goodbye who kills the 2 players on cat.
Gonna be another pick there for Goodbye, who has 3. Harvey gets the 4th of the round. IOIO, the last player remaining, has a scout in hand. 2 low HP players in front of them, but goodbye to that round. It's gonna be 11 on the board for the Owls.
It is looking dire right now for ATL. And I completely agree with you. It's one thing, honestly, if your core gets discouraged, but the one thing you don't want to happen is have your subs get discouraged, to have your subs wonder why they signed up for this. And I don't think any of them are, but just whenever you're in a situation like this, looking for any solution, it's so hard to stay motivated. Some mist smoke comes out as well, smoking themselves off.
ATL is not playing with confidence here. They have not earned that just yet. Bingus does get an opener here. Not used to getting openers. Might swing things a bit this round. Bit of damage trade here coming on Catwalk. Harvey and Bingus both being brought low. Akin does go down in middle. And now 5v3 advantage. Something we're not used to seeing. 1 over towards B on the CT side. 2 towards CT. This could be a good read here coming in from the Owls.
Yeah, I really like this read with 2 players such low HP. One of them goes down.
And playing very close. Aaron does get a pick with that op. Now 3v2 is the advantage. 4v2 is the advantage here for the T side. Harvey times the swing, gets Aaron. And now playing close is Space Monkey, who trades out onto Harvey. And now we're in a 1v3. Player is on B site, and we do see the bomb migrating over to A.
You know, I know he's on the other side of the map. I would really like to see Voltage go for it. Because, like, why not? You have the money to take a look. Any kill you get is utility denied next round.
Yeah. His exits definitely should be on the table here for Voltage.
Go for the round, Voltage. Go for the whole thing. He's just going to go for the op. Harvey Dent commanding him to. He's actually
These
going to find a
camera angles
CT
are
player.
wild.
They are.
It looks like the T side is actually looking to hunt down Voltage. A little bit of twist and turn of events going on here. Bingus gonna be up top, right in the
Ooh.
back. Shots the head. Voltage goes down, and that's not gonna be an op saved.
Yeah, just not ready. Voltage for those back shots to the head. He looked so scared on the B-bomb site.
And now Aaron is gonna be peeking down mid through suicide. Not able to connect with anyone. Does spot some crossings over. Harvey looking to fight back in this one. He gets a nice pick on the Space Monkey in the palm tree. Now Flying Weasel activating a little bit. He gets headshot by OIO, but it's a nice trade there from Aiken. And now he's going to be dropping that nade onto absolutely no one at middle.
Oh, but that one.
Goodbye. The nade from Bingus, Harvey, and Goodbye do combine for 2 kills. And now Knight going to be the last player remaining. One of the subs up from Elite. He's been playing very good. Definitely holding his own from this series so far. But not going to be enough rounds here for ATL. As Knight does get taken down, and it's going to be match point for the Owls.
This is where, if you're ATL, if you're the IGL, you take the timeout. You say, coach is right, guys. If we want to win, it's on us. And you hype the team up. They cheer you on, and then you come back into this game. But that probably won't happen as the timeout's not taken.
Yeah, we are moving through this. Leviathans are looking to push through long. No presences here from the CT side. They're looking to play a bit of retake here on A. And ATL reading this pretty well, progressing onto the bomb site rather quickly. Harvey Dent takes down Space Monkey. Looking to get some more. Not able to find the second. Misses the third. And now they're moving onto the bomb site with some great utility from the CT side. 4v2 is the round as it's all starting to get cooked out of the Leviathans. And look at Nighty Night with the op, with the shotgun. That's all she wrote. Owls are your season 18 premier champions.
Big congratulations to the Owls. Played their map pick of Dust 2 perfectly. Every time they had an advantage, they were just so solid as we go back to our favorite round. I mean, but this is really whenever you got started for them. The mid to B takes on the T side really opened things up. They're just so solid with advantage on CT side.
Yeah, I mean, just a hell of a game, a hell of a series, really, from AVI. They played great this whole season and really just showed out on this last, on the last map, on the last series of the season, really showing who they are and why they deserve to be here and why they deserve to be on top. All these players, Harvey Dent, Voltage, Flying Weasel, Aiken, Goodbye, they have played together so well this season. And yeah, really excited for Hawkish and the gang, really excited to see their season play out. And just good job to AVI.
Yeah, I know they're having a good time over at the AVI Discord. I know we had a good time just watching the Master at work. And I mean, big respect to ATL, faced adversity today even, and still showed up for their match on time. Big respect to the subs for stepping in and giving us one hell of a series.
Yeah, I mean, you really said it there. ATL, I mean, they've kind of been on a beautiful run through these playoffs so far. It's been quite a magical run. They weren't necessarily the underdogs throughout the playoffs, but no one really picked them to be here at the end of the season, but they were doing just that. They beat the crap out of UPS last series, who has won Premier the last few seasons, and then they're going to this one with a little bit of confidence. Tried rescheduling it because someone, I mean, work comes before CS sometimes. I guess some people are like that, but it's really tough. You have to go into the sub, and then that other situation that happened this morning where they lost another player. It's really tough, but I mean, at the end of the day, you have a lot to be proud of. You had a great season. It was a good couple months there to play together, to get to know these people. And, shout out for Knight and Bingus coming in when they did to really help out this team. But at the end of the day, AVI is the best team in Premier this season, and they absolutely deserve this. Super excited for them, and yeah, just great job to those guys.
Yeah, before we close, just shout out recruit finals tomorrow, and that's going to be exciting right there. We've had a lot of fun watching recruit. We know how those games can go. We're going to see Ancient 100%, but it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. And